Welcome back, Saints. I'm Jake Ferguson, and this is SFHS Today. The national news, according to the CNN, the US on Thursday returned a daily death total of 2,000 lives due to the coronavirus. The last time the death toll was this high was back in May, according to Johns Hopkins University. More people are now hospitalized with the virus than ever before. In local news, the new stricter corona sanctions instated by Governor Tim Walz starting last Friday at 10 p.m. are in full effect. Indoor and outdoor dining is paused. Gyms and other places in high activity are paused. Wedding receptions, celebrations, and private parties are paused. Indoor entertainment venues are temporarily closed. Organized sports for all ages are paused. Public pools and rec centers are temporarily closed. And any social gatherings outside of your house is not allowed. In school news, last Monday, the school board made a decision to move Area 15 schools to distance learning. Students had their first distance learning day last Thursday, after 2 staff planning days. Some of our reporters spoke with the teachers about how they were planning the transition.
How are you going to transition into distance learning?
I feel like I have a little bit of an advantage because I do have one full distance learning class right now, and I've learned a lot with them, and they've been so gracious and kind of helped me through.
Well, the school district has allotted us 2 days of preparation time, and so I'll be looking at my activities and the things that I can do with the classroom to keep students still actively engaged when they're at home. I think we're a little bit different than we were last spring, or maybe we gave an assignment in the morning and then the rest of the day the students will work on it. In this case, we're going to try to get students engaged in each classroom, each hour of the day, and participating in more active learning.
To transition, I'm going to really look at the different types of virtual meetings. There's Google Meets and there's Zoom and there's the Schoology conferences. I want to pick out the one that I think that will work the best for my classes.
Is there anything that you're going to do distance that you think it's really important for students to know? Or
just the fact that students need to be prepared to be involved for each hour of the day. As I said, in relation to last year where maybe a student didn't need to check in until 11 or 12 o'clock, today or in the future here, we're requiring kids to be in attendance each hour and to be actively engaged with their teacher. I think students need to understand that most of all.
I think what I can really do to help my students is be calm and do my best and set a good example for them on just the idea that we can do this together.
In addition, some students shared their thoughts on the subject.
And how do you feel about going to distance learning?
Honestly, not super worried about it. I think it's nice to be home. It's hard not to see friends, but I think it's good for everybody to be at home and not being able to spread COVID as much.
And do you feel like you're going to get more interaction with the teacher or less?
Less. I think that's a given if you go online.
I'm not looking forward to distance learning because I feel like it's easier to get help from teachers in person, and I like the environment of being in school.
I don't look forward to it. I kind of like being hybrid, and especially because we won't have a basketball season. I don't really like it.
I think that it's going to be a lot better and more people are going to get better grades. It's just going to be a lot easier.
Also, before students and staff were sent to distance learning, reporters Madison and Mackenzie put together a feature on St. Francis High School's foods class.
Follow me as I go ask Miss Whitehouse some questions.
Come on.
Where did you learn your skills to become a foods teacher?
So I started learning to cook when I was in elementary school. I learned a lot of what I know from my mom and a lot from trial and error, but I've also spent a lot of time at a variety of culinary schools. In the summer, I will go to a culinary school for a week of immersion class, and I've learned a lot at culinary schools. And I learn on Food Network too.
Hi, I'm Lucas. I'll be speaking on behalf of Landon Sanser, Discovering Foods.
Okay, Lucas, what is Landon's favorite thing about the class?
Hanging out with friends and eating food with them.
Okay, can you now ask him what his favorite thing to make is?
Pumpkin pie.
Teaching has changed in a lot of ways. One is obviously technology. The computer was barely invented when I started teaching, and everything was done by hand, all the grading and that kind of stuff. So the technology is there. Some of the stuff is still kind of the same, but one thing I would say about the students that I've really noticed has changed over the year is how much more adventurous they are and how much more willing students today are to try new foods that they've never tried before. And I love that about teaching today.
What is your favorite thing you've made so far?
My favorite thing we've made so far are cookies, for sure.
My favorite thing about teaching in foods class is just how involved the students are, that they're interested, they want to learn, they work hard. It's just so great having them here.
In another feature, You Ask, We Answer, before we went to distance learning, reporters Abby Ferrario and Caitlin Thompson spoke with physics teacher Cassandra Murphy to find out more about physics and how it affected our bodies.
I'm Mrs. Murphy, and I teach physics here at St. Francis. So we're gonna do a lab that's called Bet You Can't. So what the lab involves is pretty much making kids do a bunch of tasks that I bet they can't do. And the reason why is because we'll learn about it at the end. So we're gonna talk about it while you go through doing the lab. Feet flat on the ground, 90 degrees. Put your hands over, keep your back on the chair, and try and stand straight up with your back still against the chair. Can you do it? No! You can't do it. What do you want to do? Go forward. Yes! So what's preventing you from doing it? Gravity? No. What did you just say you want to do? Stand up. You want to? Oh, go forward. Okay. So what's preventing you from moving forward? The fact that I told you you couldn't. Yep. Flat back, head on there. Yep. Pick up the chair. Okay. Now try and stand up.
I can't. Oh. What?
Okay. That's it. Alright. Harder. Okay. A little farther. There you go. Okay. Pick up the chair to your chest. Now stand up. What?
What is the reason behind this?
So the reason why is it all has to do with your center of gravity. In the first task, you couldn't move forward because I told you couldn't. The reason why when we usually stand up from a chair, we go forward to stand up is to go over our center of gravity so that we are able to stand. The reason for the chair trick is the same thing. You're either over your center of gravity or you're not. The reason why girls can do it is because they are over their center of gravity because we have a lower one than guys. Guys can't do it because they're not over their center of gravity, so they're not able to stand up. Everything has to do with being over that for us to be able to balance, to be able to move.
Before we go to sports, let's check out our weekly RQT on your Thanksgiving foods.
It's the random question thing. Ding!
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Probably mashed potatoes.
Okay, what is your favorite Thanksgiving meal?
Green bean casserole.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Mashed potatoes.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Probably pumpkin pie and whipped cream.
With many sports on hold, reporter Haley Turner spoke with Activities Director Chris Lindquist.
Could this cause a problem because we're going distancing for basketball and wrestling?
I don't think there's a problem because we're going in distance learning. I think there's a problem because of the number of positive COVID cases in and around our school and community, which makes it hard for us to transport kids, so we won't have transportation this winter, as of right now. And we won't have spectators allowed in the stands at any of our contests this winter. But again, all of this is subject to change. I could wake up tomorrow and we could be without sports, or I could wake up tomorrow and we could have everything back to normal. Who knows? Things are changing really, really fast, so it's hard to say what tomorrow's going to look like, let alone next week.
Before we go, in our 5 minutes of fame, reporter Jaden Bowman caught up with some seniors in the band program who have made a difference.
Student celebrities everywhere, this is why you should care about 5 minutes of fame.
So how long have you been in band, and what is your favorite memory?
I've been in band since 6th grade, and My favorite memory is last spring when we went on the Seattle trip.
My favorite memory is going back to my old school for jazz band and performing for all my old teachers and principal.
And what instrument do you play, and why do you like it?
I play the trumpet, and I like the trumpet because it has a nice sound and it can play a wide range of notes.
So over the years, is there any particular performance that stands out above all the others?
Probably when we went to the VFW over there and performed for Veterans Day.
That's all we have for this week. Have a nice Thanksgiving and stay safe, Saints.